Good afternoon, beautiful, beautiful spirits. This is Myron Magnus. Listen to a segment of pure pugilism, boxing logic. I've been spending the day watching old matches and everything. And I just finished watching De La Hoya versus Pernell Whitaker. And you know, I must say something. For a long time, well, since I've watched the fight originally when it aired, I guess in, I think it was 97 when that fight happened, to now, I thought Pernell Whitaker was robbed of that fight. As I watch it again today with an unbiased eye, of course, ignoring anything the commentators say, because I'm watching this Ike Corte De La Hoya fight right now, and whoever's the main commentator speaking the most, he was already biased. Ike Corte won the second round clearly. He said De La Hoya won the second round. Corte threw the more punches, and he landed more, especially with that awesome jab that Ike Bazooka Corte had. Ooh, he started tagging Oscar with that left hook. Oscar was on his back foot this whole fight. Corte just won the third round. De La Hoya, maybe, the first round was a toss-up. Could have gave that to De La Hoya, but Corte won 2 and 3. But back to what I was saying before. I always thought Pernell Whitaker got robbed in the fight against Oscar De La Hoya. After watching that fight again, I've changed my mind. De La Hoya did win that fight. He did. When you're young and, you know, you fans of particular fighters and everything, you'll see what you want to see. But now that I do speak about boxing on my channel, I need, of course, be unbiased as I possibly can. Even also in this match, also going on in this fight right here against De La Hoya versus Corte, they're only showing De La Hoya's highlights of him connecting. When Corte connected with De La Hoya cleanly and effectively many times with great shots, and they don't show no highlights of that. They're just showing highlights of De La Hoya's. And those things like that, the commentator, whose highlights they showing, throws an impression on the fans of what they see. But still, even with the commentator and the highlights in between rounds leaning towards one fighter, we still sometimes see what we want to see. And that was the case when I watched Whitaker versus De La Hoya. I saw what I want to saw. De La Hoya won that fight. He won 7 rounds for sure. And it was a good fight, though. De La Hoya won early on in the rounds, and Pernell came on in the later rounds, but not enough. De La Hoya won that fight. So I must put that out there. And also I must say, if De La Hoya would have crushed Alvarez, if De La Hoya was fighting his boxer that he promotes, I'd pick De La Hoya over Alvarez, surely. But get to the main point I want to talk about in this video is that boxing and steroids, aka PEDs, and so forth. And I truly believe the sport of boxing should make PEDs legal. Yes, I do. You know why? Because you have a lot of the quote-unquote elite fighters, the top A tier, A lot of ones who's even become Hall of Famers today that have cheated their way up. I believe they have. A lot of them haven't been caught. A lot of them have. And they'll make up excuses, whatever, using the Canelo Alvarez and Glenbuterol, or the tainted meat as an example, or Billy Joe Saunders and whatever they said, the nasal spray or whatever he was getting caught using. And Tyson Fury and whatever he was taking and everything, and many other fighters. Some people say Floyd Mayweather and the injection, whatever, that he had before Pacquiao fight or whatever. I don't know. But I think PEDs should be made legal in the sport of boxing, because you have a lot of these fighters, whether they know it or not, or aware of it or not, they have been given an edge over their opponents. Knowingly have. And it's going to help propel them to the top of the sport. It's giving them an advantage in the ring, whether it be punching power, endurance, stamina, recuperation, whatever it may be. It's helped. And you have fighters that are playing it straight, okay, that's not getting the same edge or advantage in their careers. And even after a fighter, one of the top ones, get caught and everything, the media is quick to forget about it after some time. They'll push it hard in the midst of it happening at the moment, and maybe for a couple of more weeks, maybe a month, 2 months. Then after that, it's forgotten. And it's never brought up again. And that fighter get to then go on with his career with the benefits of using PEDs, perhaps early on in his career, to help propel him up there. And it's never an asterisk put by his name or their names, whether it be a woman in the sport. So the fighters that are playing it fair through their career and not using any PEDs get the short end of the stick. So I would think you can make it optional. I think it's fair to make it optional if a fighter wants to use PEDs or not. And because if you make it open and you make it legal, then all the fighters get to play on or fight on an equal, fair playing field. Okay? No fighter gets an advantage over another fighter. If a fighter has a reputation of, in the underground world, you know, behind the scenes in the world of boxing, of using PEDs, and another fighter who is about to perhaps become his opponent doesn't, then that fighter can say, okay, to even it out, I'm going to use PEDs for this fight since he's using it, and I'm going to get the benefits to even the playing field once we step into the ring. I know that's a bold idea, but I think it's fair. Because we all know there's a lot of fighters, greats, have had the rumors of using PEDs, but they've never got caught. They was able to beat the system. And it's unfair for the fighters that's playing it fair that don't get that same advantage in the ring, in training, or whatever. So if you make it legal, you balance the field, and it can, in effect, cut down the use of PEDs and steroids. It can cut down the use because no fighter's getting an advantage by using it. No fighter's getting advantage over another by using it because he could use it too. You understand what I'm saying? That's perfect logic when dealing with this. And then you can eliminate suspensions, stripping of belts of fighters, and all of that. Because suspensions, of course, holds back the ability of having the best fights happen because a fighter gets suspended for wherever it is. And then we also aware of some fighters getting lighter treatment and suspensions than other fighters. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the politics of boxing. And we all know this is real. So I truly believe that boxing going forward should make PEDs, steroids, legal for all. Because it will balance the playing field. And in fact, it could limit the use of PEDs and all. It will probably not limit it in all. Some people still go out there and use it, but then they can't use it, okay, knowing they're going to have an advantage over another fighter because that fighter can use it as well. And therefore, evens out the playing field again. It makes it better, eliminates suspensions, and all the other stuff. It makes it better for the fans and all. Okay? And it gives us the ability and gives fighters the chance to show who's actually the best out there. This is an awesome 6th round between Corte and De La Hoya. Corte dropped him first. De La Hoya dropped him first, straight right there. Corte came back and dropped him with the left hook. Now, so far in this fight, this is another fight that I believed De La Hoya got the decision that he didn't deserve against Ike Corte. Ooh. And so far, I'm sticking with what I feel about this fight. Corte beat De La Hoya in this fight. And he hurt De La Hoya. De La Hoya's on his back foot the entire night. And Ike Corte is just throwing that stiff-ass jab in his face. And coming back with that right. De La Hoya, even after the 2 knockdowns, Ike Corte, in the 6th round of the De La Hoya-Corte fight, Corte is dominating this fight after the 2 knockdowns between them. De La Hoya is hurt. So Corte, after De La Hoya was probably getting a 10-8, Ike Corte came back, leveled it back up to 10-10 with his knockdown, and then took over this fight. All the way down to the now 15 seconds. Corte is going to win that round. But that was the idea I want to share with you guys. And tell me what you think. This is Marvin Magnus. Pure Pugilism, Boxing Logic. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Please, beautiful spirits, hit that bell icon. All right? And we're going to talk real boxing today because I'm dropping videos after videos. After the little lack of production on my end, and I apologize for that. We're bringing you good analysis, great critiques, talking about this boxing unbiasedly. One love to all. Enjoy your Sunday. Magnus.